Welcome to Mind Armor, the place where psychology meets self-defense. Here, we break down the hidden tactics of influence and persuasion, so you can protect yourself from manipulation and use communication as a weapon for growth. If you've ever felt unheard, underestimated, or overpowered by words, today's lesson will give you the armor you need. The voice that commands millions. Stop scrolling. Stop multitasking. What you're about to discover will either change everything or leave you wondering what could have been. There's a secret weapon hiding in plain sight. It's not your education, your connections, or even your talent. It's something far more powerful, yet most people never unlock it. I'm talking about the ability to speak and have the world lean in. Right now, billionaires are paying $50,000 per hour to communication coaches. CEOs are hiring hypnotists to rewire their speech patterns. Why? Because they know something you're about to learn. Your voice is your superpower, but most people are walking around with it on mute. Napoleon Hill spent decades studying the ultra-wealthy, over 500 self-made millionaires. And here's what shocked him. It wasn't their IQ, their luck, or their connections. Every single one had mastered the art of magnetic communication. They could walk into any room and instantly become the person everyone wanted to hear from. Think about the last meeting you attended, the last conversation that mattered. Did your words create the impact you wanted? Or did you watch someone else command the room while your brilliant ideas went unnoticed? Here's the brutal truth. In 7 seconds, people decide if you're worth listening to. 7 seconds. Before you finish your opening sentence, their brain has already categorized you as either magnetic or forgettable. But here's the game changer. Those 7 seconds can be engineered. I learned this the hard way when I walked into the biggest presentation of my career, with perfect data, flawless slides, and zero presence. I watched a competitor with half my credentials win a $1 million contract because he understood something I didn't. He wasn't just speaking. He was conducting an orchestra of attention. That night changed everything. I became obsessed with cracking the code of magnetic communication. And what I discovered will blow your mind. Your brain has a hidden frequency. When you match it, people become hypnotically drawn to your voice. Stanford neuroscientists proved this. There's a rhythm your brain craves, and when speakers hit it, listeners enter a trance-like state of total absorption. Time stops. Distractions disappear. All attention flows to you. Want to test this power right now? Think of someone whose voice you find completely captivating. Notice how they vary their tone like music, how they use silence like punctuation, how their words feel inevitable, unstoppable. That's not accident. That's architecture. Warren Buffett used to vomit before speaking. Today, when he talks, markets move. Oprah was fired from her first television job for being too emotional. Now she's built an empire with her voice alone. They discovered what I'm about to share with you. The magnetic voice formula has 3 elements that turn ordinary speech into irresistible influence. First, vocal gravity. Your voice must carry weight, not volume, but density. When you speak from your chest instead of your throat, people feel the difference in their bones. Authority isn't loud. Authority is deep. Second, rhythmic hypnosis. Your speech pattern must sync with the listener's breathing. Too fast, and you lose them. Too slow, and they drift away. But hit that perfect rhythm, and their brain releases dopamine with every word you speak. Third, strategic vulnerability. Share your struggles before your victories. People trust wounds more than wins. When you reveal your humanity, you become impossible to resist. I use this formula with 30 Fortune 500 executives, the kind of people who've heard every pitch, seen every presentation. For 45 minutes, not one person checked their phone. Afterward, One CEO said something that still gives me chills. "I felt like you were speaking directly into my soul." But technique without authenticity is just manipulation. And people always sense the difference. The most magnetic communicators aren't performing, they're revealing. They speak their truth so clearly that others feel permission to speak theirs. Steve Jobs didn't sound like a tech genius. He sounded like a friend sharing an incredible secret. That's why millions of people would wait hours just to hear him talk about a phone. Einstein said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. But I'll take it further. If you can't explain it magnetically, you'll never change anyone's mind." Here's what separates the unforgettable from the invisible: emotional residue. After you speak, how do people feel? Inspired or drained? Empowered or confused? That feeling they carry away is your true message. And it's more powerful than any words you actually said. I once had to address a room of angry investors after our biggest client walked away. Millions were at stake. Careers hung in the balance. Instead of defending or explaining, I did something counterintuitive. I lowered my voice to almost a whisper, slowed my pace, made them lean in to hear me. Then I asked one simple question: what would it take for you to trust us again? The room transformed. Anger became curiosity. Blame became collaboration. By the end, they didn't just keep their investment, they doubled it. That's the power of strategic communication under fire. But here's what most people get wrong. They try to sound impressive instead of being impressive. Complex vocabulary makes you sound insecure. Jargon creates distance. The most powerful communicators use simple words to express profound ideas. I once watched a billionaire explain quantum computing to a room of children using only words they already knew. That's mastery. That's magnetic. The truth is, you already have everything you need. You just need to unlock it. Your authentic voice, refined by these principles, becomes unstoppable. When you speak with genuine conviction about something you truly believe, people don't just listen. They follow. But this only works if you use it. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So here's my challenge to you. In your next important conversation, speak from your chest, not your throat. Use simple words to express complex ideas. Share your truth, not your image. Watch what happens. Watch how people lean in. Watch how the room changes. Because in a world full of noise, clarity becomes magnetic. In a sea of pretense, authenticity becomes irresistible. In an age of distraction, true presence becomes pure power. Your voice is waiting. Your audience is listening. Your moment is now. The only question left is, will you use this gift, or will you let it stay silent forever? The choice, as always, is yours. But the world is waiting to hear what you have to say. Remember, communication is more than words. It's presence, psychology, and power. When you master it, no one can silence you. If this message resonated with you, share it. Because the more people who understand the psychology of influence, the stronger we all become. This is Mind Armor. Protect your mind, sharpen your voice, and take back control.